Hello, and welcome to this short and sweet yoga practice that is designed to be enjoyed in the evening, although it can be played at any time of day. So the goal is that throughout this little flow sequence that you'll kind of just rinse out the spine, relieve some tension in the hips, and get you ready for a restful and relaxing rest of your evening. So I'm going to invite you to come to the top of the mat. Take your feet just hips width apart. And then from this position, you're gonna press your palms forward, draw your shoulders down, and just take a second to close down your eyes with me. And just really notice how you're landing on your mat today. And whether this is something, that you feel like you need, or it's just a little treat for you, use the breath to move your way through it. And as we release the tension in the body, the more that we can focus and pay attention to the breath, the more we'll relieve that tension and tightness in our mind too. So take one more breath in with me. And I invite you to take a deep sigh breath out. Inhale, arms reach up, gaze looks up. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, just fold forward, bending your knees as much as you need to bring your fingertips down to the ground. Now let your head be heavy. And then I want you to just shake your head no, just loosening up that tension in the back of the neck, and then shake your head yes. And then from there, bend your knees a little more than you need to and press into your palms to just kind of push away from the floor, round that upper back a little more, and then straighten the legs as much as you can. And then flatten that back out as much as you can here, shoulders down your back. Just bend into your left knee, stick your right hip up and out. And then we'll change sides. Bend that right knee, stick your left hip up and out. And let's do that one more time, just pedaling it out a little. And feeling the backs of the legs start to wake up as you come back to the center. Bend your knees a little more than you need. One more time, lift your head and your chest. Exhale, fold forward completely, and take your hands and grab onto opposite elbows. Now, from this position, press into your feet and try to engage your legs a little more, not just the front of your legs into the thighs, but also the inner thighs too. Feel that little bit of extra space in the back body, and then breathe into that. Every exhale, let your elbows soften a little bit more to the floor. And notice if your head could just be a little bit heavier. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here, lengthening those legs, letting the hips get closer to the sky. As you exhale, let the elbows get a little closer to the floor. One more breath. And then slowly release the arms down, soft bend in the knees. We're gonna inhale, sweep those arms all the way up to the sky. Take a nice big deep breath in, and then hook your thumbs together. Inhale here, hug the ribs in. And as you exhale, let's just lean over to the right side, just breathing into the left. And as you do this, once again, connect with the inner edges of the feet so those inner thighs connect, and then lift a little more from there. And as you pull with your right thumb, resist a little more with your left. One more breath here. And then you're gonna inhale slowly, come all the way up, and then slowly start to hinge over to the left side, just breathing into the right. And then maybe even looking over that right shoulder, keeping them down away from your ears. And just inflate that right side of your body with your inhale. And then see if you go a little deeper into that side stretch as you exhale. One more breath. And then inhale, slowly come all the way up. Let's separate those palms. See if we can take a touch of a back bend here, keeping it nice and spacious. So you actively push into those feet to lift a little more. And then maybe reach back just a little further. One more breath here. And then exhale, folding forward. Bringing the hands back down. Now inhale, bending into that left knee again. Stick that right hip up and out, and then on your inhale, reach that left arm up towards the sky. You're gonna keep this position and then just slowly bring your left arm forward and then reach it back up to the sky. Big breath, slight pause at the top. And again, we'll do that just 2 more times. Just opening up through that side body, getting a little mobility into that shoulder, and then one more time, hold it here. And then bend into your right knee, straighten the left leg out as much as you can. You might still need a bend in that knee to touch the ground, that's perfectly fine. Inhale here, right arm reaches up to the sky. Exhale, bring that arm forward and down, and really slow that down as you feel every part of the body as you move through these circles. One more here. Keeping that left shoulder down your back. Notice a tendency to want to let it come forward. Hold here. And then slowly bring that right hand back down. Now I'm gonna get you to walk your feet together now so the big toes touch, heels will be slightly apart. We're gonna bend into the knees and then inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky, finding a chair pose. Now shift a little bit more weight back and then scoop your belly button in to just lengthen your low back a little bit more. So now we've created some space, not just in the low back, but in the hips too. So keep that space as you now play with the depth. And as you reach your arms up by your ears, keep your shoulders down your back and hug the front of your ribs together. If you need a little more space, arms can be straight forward. We're gonna take one more breath here, sinking a little bit more. And then inhale once again, straighten those legs, arms reach up, touch of a back bend here. And then as you exhale, come back into that chair. This time bring your hands together and reach forward. Take your hands to the outer edge of your right knee, and as you press your left knee in, towards that right knee, you're gonna squeeze the hands there, and then inhale now, release that right hand and reach the right arm up towards the sky. Now inhale, lengthen a little more. Now here's where you're gonna wanna arch the back again, so pull the belly button into spine. And if you peek at your knees, make sure that your left knee is not coming forward. We really want this twist to come from the spine and not from the hips. Let's take one more breath here, reach up a little more. And then bringing the hands back together. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Let's separate the palms, take that little touch of a back bend again. And exhale, bring your hands together. So squeeze the hands together, this time bringing the right wrist outside the left knee, but squeeze everything together, keeping that right knee back, hips low. And on your next breath in, let's reach that left arm up towards the sky. Inhale, lengthening your spine a little more. And as you exhale, you leverage with that right wrist, pressing into the left knee, and then you reach a little higher with that left arm. One more breath. And then slowly bring that left hand down. Last one from here, arms reach up, separate the palms, little bit of a back bend. Exhale, folding all the way back down. Now inhale, hands come to your shins, lengthen the heart forward. And then exhale, you're gonna go ahead and plant your palms, step one foot back, followed by the next, coming into a plank position. By all means, you're welcome to drop the knees here. What I want you to do is make sure you're pushing into the floor and keeping your head up, most importantly. You're gonna notice the head wants to drop, and as soon as you lift the head, you're gonna get this automatic engagement through the upper back, plugging you in a little bit more. Take one more breath with me. And then feel free to drop the knees. You're gonna exhale, hug those elbows close as you lower all the way down to the ground. Now untuck your toes, bring your feet a little bit wider, and then bring your hands a lot wider. So just the thumbs are touching the mat. You're gonna inhale, lift the head and the chest. As you exhale, I want you to play with lifting your hands off the mat to just really isolate that work into the back body. Now take one more breath in, see if you can lift a little higher. And then let's return the hands back down. Let the head become heavy. Now we're gonna start the same, initiating with that back body strength. Now this time, keep the palms pressing and see if you can come up a little bit higher and you find the depth of the back bend that feels spacious for you. So you wanna make sure you're not scrunching the shoulders or flailing the ribs forward. You're really staying scooped in through that front body, plugging the shoulders down your back. Let's take one more inhale here. Exhale, slowly come back down. We're gonna do that one more time, adding on. Inhale, start the same, peel yourself up. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, I want you to just slowly drop that left shoulder down, look over your right shoulder. And then inhale, come back to the center. And then draw your right shoulder down, look over the left. Inhale, Come back to the center. Let's do that one more time. Draw the left shoulder down. So just kind of rinsing out that spine, reversing all of the things we've done through the day, that rounding forward, and just opening up the chest, the shoulders. We'll take one full breath here. Lift a little bit more, soften a little more, and then slowly take your time. Bring yourself back down, and then we're gonna bring the hands back by your floating ribs. Now you can do this from a full plank or from the knees. We're gonna press ourselves up, holding at the top. And then I want you to shift the weight back, bringing your big toes together, knees wide, and then just let the hips get heavy. Take a big breath in, and a nice big breath out. On your next inhale, we're gonna slowly take our time and lift the hips. This time, bring the knees and feet hip width apart, and then walk your hands directly underneath your shoulders. So same rule applies as we did with the plank. Push away from the floor, and then as you inhale, tilt the tailbone up, look up, and soften your shoulders. As you exhale, we're gonna round through the spine, scooping that belly button in and really push away from the floor. 2 more times. Inhale. Opening and softening as you do it. Exhale, bigger breath as you press away from the floor. 1 more time. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, and then press away. Now on your next inhale, we're gonna find that neutral position in your spine. You're gonna push through the top of your left foot, scoop that belly button in, and kick your right leg straight back. Flex the foot, spread the toes, and then slowly bring the right leg just to the side of the mat so the heel is in line with your knee. We're gonna walk the hands forward, lean the weight forward, and then tuck your left toes. Take a big breath in, open the chest. As you exhale, shift the weight back, and then we're gonna hold here. So really breathing into all sorts of spaces right now. The bottom of the left foot, notice if you're shying away from that big toe mound. Hug it in a little more. And then the outer edge of your right foot is gonna connect in a way that just creates a little bit more space in that right hip, a little deeper stretch into that inner thigh. And then from there, could you let the hips get a little heavier? And then really pay attention. Could your shoulders soften a little more? Could the head be a little heavier? 1 more breath. And then you're gonna inhale slowly, take your time and shift the weight forward. Now you can untuck your left toes, and then you're gonna walk your right foot forward all the way until that knee stacks and the hips are coming forward. Now take a nice big deep breath in. Inhale, open and expand the chest. Exhale, and then just drag the weight back, lifting your right toes. Inhale, slowly coming forward. Let's do that 2 more times. Open and expand the chest. Exhale, and slowly bring the weight back. 1 more time. Inhale, opening the chest. So we're kind of mimicking that cat-cow spine we did from that tabletop. On your next inhale, we're gonna just slowly take our time, bring the weight forward, and then you're just gonna lift your right hand, walk your right foot in line with the hip, and bring the right hand on the outer edge. From this position, you're welcome to keep the knee down, or we tuck the left toes, lift the back leg, and then I want you to really push into your right foot. Scoop the belly button to spine, and right arm reaches up to the sky. Keep your shoulders down your back. And as you inhale, dig your left toes a little more, engage that left thigh, and then push with your right foot and just get that deeper twist. 1 more breath. And then slowly take your right hand down to the ground, drop the back knee down, and then let's slowly press through the palms, lift the back leg, and then float your right leg back into a downward facing dog. Just sway the hips a little bit side to side. Notice how the left feels compared to the right. And then settle into the center. We'll just take 1 breath here. Push away from the floor a little more. Create that space and fill it with your breath. And then on your next inhale, you're gonna slowly drop the knees down. You can keep the right toes tucked as you walk your hands back under your shoulders, heart forward, kick your left leg back. Now breathe in. Slowly take that left leg out to the side and then bring the heel in line with your right knee. Toes face forward, you're gonna walk the hands forward, inhale here. Now just open and expand the chest, big breath. As you exhale, you're gonna slowly shift the weight back. And then just breathe into that. Connecting with the outer edge of the left foot, notice the shift you create through that inside line. And then let the hips get a little heavier, pressing evenly through your right foot. Melt your shoulders a little more. And let's take one more deep breath. On your next inhale, we'll slowly take our time, and then from there you'll untuck your right toes, press through your palms, you're gonna bend your left knee, and then just walk it forward till it's at the outer edge of your left hand. Knee stacks, we're gonna inhale, open and expand the chest. You can find the tips of your fingers here to get a little deeper into that. Exhale, lift your left toes, shift the weight back. Inhale, open and expand the chest, big breath. Exhale and bring the weight back. One more time, inhale, open and lift up. Exhale and slowly shift back. Now on your next inhale, coming forward from that position, you're gonna plant your right palm, wiggle your left foot in front of your hip, and then when you're ready and feeling steady, find the tips of the fingers, tuck your right toes. As an option, we lift the back leg. Right away, I want you to feel that extra power you get into your left leg. Shoulders down your back, inhale here. Left arm's gonna reach up towards the sky. And naturally, you're gonna get a little heavier into the right side. So we wanna press away from the floor in a way where we can pull that shoulder down our back. Push with the left foot, and then open and expand a little more through the left side of your body. One more breath. And then slowly taking your left hand back down to the ground, right palm flat. Let's float the left leg back, coming into our downward facing dog again. Feeling a little more balance between the left and the right. And then create a little bit more balance between the arms and legs. So push away a little bit more, and then engage the legs in a way that lifts your thighs and helps lift your hips a little more. And then just for a couple more breaths, find a balance between your inhale and your exhale. One more breath. And then on your next inhale, let's slowly shift the weight forward, finding that plank, head lifting, and then you can go ahead and drop your knees. Really good job. Swing your legs out to one side. We're gonna scooch our hips forward to the top of the mat, bringing the legs straight ahead. We're gonna inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Now reach to where the ceiling meets the wall, so you're really lengthening your spine. You might need a bend in your knees, take it if you need. Hands are gonna grab outer edges of the feet, ankles or shins, whatever grip you have should enable you to lengthen the heart forward a little more. You're gonna feel that in the backs of the legs a little deeper, and then when you can't go any further, you're gonna just start to let the head get heavy. Again, I want you to use the grip of your hands to give you a little more length in the spine, which is gonna give you more room for your breath. Every inhale, create a little bit more space. And as you exhale, you just soften into that space. So maybe the chest gets a little closer to your thighs. Take one more breath here. And then you're gonna inhale, roll yourself all the way up to that nice straight spine. Bring your hands by your side, and as you bend your knees, I want you to just scoot your hips slightly forward and reach your arms straight ahead. Take a big breath in, lift the heart. Tuck the tailbone, and then fold the ribs in as you lower down just one vertebra at a time. Now your shoulders are gonna wanna get a little scrunchy here, so keep them down, and then just keep breathing. And the second it gets a little shaky, can you come back to your breath and just control that a little bit more? On your next inhale, you're gonna hug both your knees in towards your chest, rocking a little bit side to side. And then you're gonna take your time as you place your feet down to the ground. Let your arms rest by your side, and I want you to kick your right leg up towards the sky, flex the foot, and then bend the knee as you bring that right knee just below the left knee. Inhale here. Lift your left leg, and then from that, just create some resistance. Right away, we always gravitate towards reaching the arms. I want you to just feel the action of your right heel pressing into the left knee, and then vice versa. Flex your left foot, pull the knee back, and then feel that stretch from there. So we use the resistance, the connection, to create that deeper stretch. One more breath. And then you're gonna slowly bend the left knee, placing the foot down close to the glutes here. And then as you inhale here, peel your hips up as you continue to anchor and press that right heel down. Do your best to keep the hips level here. And just take one more breath. And then as you come down, you're gonna lower the hips from that position. Reach your arms out like a T, or even bend the elbows. You're gonna walk your left foot a little bit more left, and then you're gonna keep the hook of the heel as you let your knees go over to the right. Now, if that feels a little bit too intense, my friends, please feel free to just release that right foot down to the ground and just ease off. Really relax your left shoulder, and then maybe it feels good to take the gaze over to the left. At this point, I highly recommend you just close your eyes. Feel this nice little rinse through your spine, through the left leg, left hip. And let's take 2 more really slow, relaxed breaths here. One more. On your next inhale, bring your gaze back to center. Bring the knees back to center, walking that left foot in line with your hip and adjusting your hips to the center. Release your arms, take your right foot down, and let's inhale, kick the left leg up to the sky. Hook the heel just below the knee. As you push the left knee forward, take a breath, and then slowly lift that right leg up off the floor. And again, really use the action of the heel pressing into the knee, knee pulling back to deepen that stretch. So notice how that feels as you feel that into your left hip. You're going to intensify the stretch. Focus on it with your breath. And release just a little bit more tension each exhale. Let's take one more breath like this. And then you're gonna slowly take your time placing your right foot down to the ground, and then peel your hips up off of the mat, actively pushing the heel down. So the action of the heel pushing is gonna give you the ability to lift that left hip, and you'll feel your right foot anchor down even more. Let's take one more breath, gently press into your arms to help just create that stability here. And then slowly lower the hips back down. Walking the right foot now to the right, reach your arms out like a T, and then one more time, let the legs this time go to the left. If that feels too intense to have the heel still hooking, you just release your left foot down. Maybe it feels good to let the closed eyes fall to the right. One more breath. Rinse out anything that might hold you back from just relaxing for one more minute. On your next inhale, bring the gaze back to center, followed by the legs, and then you'll release that left foot. This time, just bring the feet out nice and wide, let the knees buckle in, and let the knees support each other so the hips can relax. You're welcome to slide your arms down by your side. Take one more breath here. And then slowly walk your feet to more of a hip's width as you separate the knees. Let the legs lengthen long. And then for just a couple of breaths, I'm going to invite you to just notice how you feel. Try to dissolve any urge to move or rush off to whatever's next. Really practicing that art of staying anchored with your breath. And just releasing anything you need along the way. Just take 4 more rounds of breath here. Now, once you've exhaled out all the air, start to wiggle a little through the fingers and toes. And then draw your legs together as the arms reach up and back. Get as long as you can from the fingers to the toes. And hug your knees in one more time. Feel free to rock and roll a little side to side. Just give that low back a tiny bit more space as you hug the knees, relax your shoulders. And then place your feet down to the ground. Let's curl over onto our side, bending that elbow, taking a breath. And then use your top hand to push in front of your chest. So we push up into a seated position and just bring the hands to the heart, close your eyes, and just honor the shift that you have created here today. Notice how you feel, how your body feels, and as you head into whatever's next, continue to stay focused with the breath so you can relax through whatever you go through. Namaste. So thank you for joining me. I hope you feel great. If you do, please do me a big favor. Like the video, leave me a comment. I love hearing from you. And most importantly, subscribe. And then that way you get in touch every time I release a new video. Whatever you do, take the best care, and I'll hope to see you soon.